So nowadays it is not uncommon for exercise to be seen as a cure-all, in the same way that mindfulness is often seen as the panacea. And it can be said that exercise is a way for someone to deal with their depression or their anxiety. And so either doing cardio, so running or walking or swimming, or lifting heavy weights, they will be able to completely transform their mental and emotional health. And there is no doubt that when someone does exercise during this time, they're likely to feel better, and after, and even for a little while after, they can feel better. And there is obviously the long-term impact of exercise as well. However, to say that exercise is a replacement for therapy would be going a bit far, because when it comes down to why someone would have therapy, it is not only because they are depressed and or anxious. There can be all kinds of reasons why. And even if it is because of anxiety and or depression, it doesn't mean that these things or this thing is a problem per se. And so their depression can be a sign that something else isn't right, and the same can be the case with their anxiety. But if someone believes that this is the only reason why someone would have therapy is simply to feel better, and that's all there is to it, then there would be no reason for them to have therapy. And this can also show that someone is projecting their inner state onto someone else. And so perhaps for them, perhaps they haven't experienced any serious inner problems. They may have just felt a bit down or a bit anxious. And so they believe that this is the only reason why someone else would reach out and have therapy. And of course, if someone is out of touch with their true self, or they have relationship problems, clearly lifting weights or going for a run is not going to help them. They can't lift their way out of their false self, and they can't run their way into being comfortable with intimacy. And this is why serious therapy can be needed when someone has got some serious issues, because exercise is not going to cut it. This doesn't mean that there's no reason for them to exercise or to lift weights, for example. Of course, this is going to help, but it is not going to be the answer. And so my suggestion would be that if you are someone who is out of touch with your true self, or you have trouble with intimacy, then reaching out for therapy is probably a good idea. Because if you do need therapy, it doesn't mean that there is something inherently wrong with you or that you are weak. Perhaps if you are a man, you can feel the need to not have this because of how you think it may make you look in the eyes of others. But don't worry about that. Do what you need to do. And if anything, it takes courage and strength to open up to a therapist, and even to take this step. Simply keeping things to yourself and hoping that your life will change through lifting weights or running, for example, is not going to allow you to change your life. And deep down, you know this. So if you need help, reach out for the assistance that you need, and don't suffer in silence. If you would like to find out more about the services that I offer, please go to www.oliverjrcooper.co.uk or email me at info@oliverjrcooper.co.uk, and I'm looking forward to assisting you on your journey.